Last night, I became lucid in my dream, not just because I realized I was dreaming, but because I understood, on a deep level, that I was not my thoughts. Lately, I've been listening to The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. In this book, he describes something profound, ego death, but in waking life. There's no psychedelics, no altered states, it's just the simple yet life-changing realization that we are not our thoughts, we are not our perceptions, we are not our identity. What we are is the awareness beneath all of that, the witness, the experiencer. So in my dream, whenever I got caught up in my thoughts, doubting whether I actually was dreaming, questioning what was going on in my experience, I would actually fall if I was flying. So I would become heavy and then crash to the floor when I was having these thoughts. But when I let that go, when I detached myself from those thoughts and from the experiences in the dream, I then became lucid once again. The moment I recognized I was not my mind, not the shifting dreamscape around me, I became free. I detached myself from those things, and then therefore I was in control. And so, knowing that lucid state in the dream, knowing I was in control, I started to fly. I would rise slowly in the room, go through the roof, and the feeling is just so amazing when you're flying in a lucid dream. It's incredible. And so, in my mind, I wanted to think of something blissful, something beautiful. And it's hard to say in my mind because, like I said, when you get into your mind, it gets tricky. But in my soul, this is what I knew I wanted, and I knew I was in control. So lucidly, I wanted something beautiful. And I started hearing this pure, blissful music. And I found myself on a beach, flying towards the beach and then landing on the sand. And knowing this was the absolute surety of what Michael Singer was talking about in his book, that I'm not my thoughts, I am just the observer in this experience. And knowing that without any effort, I became weightless and limitless. So it's interesting that our waking world is so focused on doing and achieving things, on control and outcomes. In my life, I always think about how can I get more money, or how can I achieve this success? And when I don't get that success and I don't get that validation from others, for example, on YouTube or any of my projects, there comes a real disappointment, and I feel really out of control and struggling and fighting. And it's kind of like that motivation mentality of don't give up, keep trying. But it's interesting that in dreams we can create and experience literally anything, and it's so effortless, simply by just being lucid. So imagine if we carried that awareness into waking life, if we were lucid, walking around in everyday reality, not attached to our thoughts, but having the ability to move around through existence without being trapped by the conditioning or the doubts and the external, but just being aware that these things like a dream are going on, but we take that back seat into the observer and we know that we are in control. And it's really hard to think that we can be in control of our life because, again, money is hard to get, success is hard to achieve. But what if I can reflect on myself knowing that I am just consciousness, infinite consciousness, just like you are, deep within, deep within, behind my name, behind my experiences. That's what we are and what we always will be. And so knowing that, are we actually dreaming in a sense in this reality, even though it seems so physical and so real? But can we take the same approach that I did in my dream of letting go of all that? And then what can we create? Just like I could create the beautiful beach flying blissful experience that I had in my dream. And it's interesting that in ancient cultures, like many Native American traditions, they understood the power of dreaming. I've seen many films where they said that dreaming was almost more of a reality than our waking reality. And so it's very interesting reading this book and having that lucid dream and kind of understanding what that point of view is. And yet, in our modern society, dreaming is dismissed. It's seen as unimportant. Someone on their high horse might say, oh, I don't take naps. I'm an achiever, I get things done. But isn't it funny that in your dream, if you're lucid, you can get anything done that you ever wanted, any type of desire, or just letting it go and becoming what it is. And it's funny that in our society, dreams are considered something not real. But if you're into meditation and things like that, like I am, the experience is real to the observer, no matter if we're awake or asleep. Sometimes dreams feel more real than real reality does in this physical reality. So, some questions I'm leaving you are, have we lost something vital in our society that the Native Americans had? This understanding of dreaming and this connectedness to that plane of existence within us. What if we become lucid both in our dreams and in waking life? Is that the key to true freedom?